started.
Elliot WW from the US. Let's try E4. I had a D4 Slav recently. Okay, a Sicilian. I'm going to play the open line. This knight f3 move could be a Sveshnikov, or he could play any other move. Okay, a Kalashnikov or Kalashnikov. He hasn't played knight to he hasn't played knight to f6, so that means I can play this move c4. He hasn't attacked this pawn, so I can use my other knight to defend it. It's not clear how this knight's developing, but I guess this is okay. I guess the other knight is coming to d2, and I just wanted to get the bishop out of the way. Maybe there's no good way to get the bishop out of the way, though. He can go knight to... he could have gone knight to g4 to harass that bishop, which would have been kind of annoying. But he didn't play that, so I'm going to castle and develop my knight to d2, and I think I have a decent structure here. This is the Maraxi bind setup with the pawns on c4 and e4. These pawns are well defended at the moment. And this d6 pawn may be backwards, but he can always drop a knight into d4. I haven't really done anything to prevent that. Maybe this other knight is going to go over to f3 and help guard that square. Yeah, he went there immediately. So knight f3, knight takes. He could take either the knight or the bishop. If he does neither, I am actually threatening to take it, the knight, so I guess he's threatening to win a pawn over here. Maybe I should have played... yeah, I should have played... if I take with the queen, he takes with the bishop and skewers my queen and rook. Anyway, I should have played the b3 on there. Too late, but that was not good play. So this pawn is just hanging. And he should certainly take it. Oh yeah, maybe he's trying to decide whether to take with the knight or the bishop. I mean the rook or the bishop. Okay, well I still have a backwards pawn to play against, so it's not awful. But I really solved a lot of White's problems for him by not defending that c pawn. It's kind of the linchpin of my structure here. Okay, but it's just a pawn and the game goes on. So where's the bishop going? He might consider trading it for my knight. He might drop back to b5 to keep the pin. The knight's sort of pinned there. Yeah, he keeps the pin. Okay, so I need to defend the e-pawn. All these little details. And how am I going to do that? Yeah, knight. So that knight f3 move is just horrible. I have to bring the knight back just to defend this pawn. Knight f3. Terrible move. Okay, but I am going to play rook e1 and maybe the other knight to g3. Yeah, okay, he's going after that pawn. I can play knight to g3 immediately because he released the pin to go after the pawn. And the knight from g3 eyes this f5 square, which is actually a good thing. And this knight on d2 can go to c4 and hit the backwards d6 pawn. So all of these things are perhaps interesting. So knight to c4 immediately. Queen has to move, but the queen could go somewhere and defend the d pawn, so it doesn't win the pawn. So let's play rook e1 here. Also, this would have been loose if I moved the knight. So I might have just had to come back. So something with the dark squared bishop maybe. Okay, he's released the pressure on e4, part of it. So knight to f5 is possible. Hits his bishop. So let's play that. And it's also nice to note that if he moves this g-pawn, I can take the h-pawn. But he's got to move this dark squared bishop first. He could play bishop to g4. He defends it with the queen. Okay, so now I have queen to g4. I was thinking bishop g5 rather. Queen g4 threatens immediate checkmate. Threatens knight takes h6 as well. Can I do it in the other order? Can I play knight takes h6, pawn takes, queen here, check? No, he can block that. Knight takes h6, pawn takes h6, bishop takes h6. With the threat of queen here, check, but he still has knight here. No, he doesn't, actually. That takes a bit of... I'm not sure. Let's try bringing the queen out first. Queen to h4 or h5 or g4. What are his responses? He can move a pawn, he can bring a bishop out, he can bring the knight back, hitting the queen. Knight here, check. King moves. Let's try the sacrifice. I just am not sure, but it looked somewhat interesting. This bishop move gains a tempo if he wants to save the rook. And queen here, check, and if he interposes, I have the move h4. And I also have a rook left. Rook to e3 over to g3 is possible. So I have a number of pieces that can come into the attack. And, that bishop move, yes, stops the queen from coming in. Okay, so the rook here, what does he play next? Probably just bishop there. Maybe queen here first. To guard some of these squares. And if he plays knight f3, I have queen to queen to g4 check. If he plays knight f6, I have queen g5. Could have taken the rook, but I don't want to cash in my material just yet. So now I do the rook lift. The king is still trapped over here. The bishop is cutting off his escape route. The knight can't move. I could go back to... Knight could go back there, but that doesn't help. Bishop there. Okay, so Rook here, check. King goes to the corner. Then what? Then queen takes f2. And, but he grabs the bishop. Well, let's throw in the check.
Check.
Now, bishop f2 check, bishop g7 check. Bishop takes, rook takes, king takes. It's not helping. Okay, queen takes f7. Bishop takes bishop. And what? The back rank is guarded. The 7th rank is guarded by the bishop. I have rook to g6, hitting the bishop. Or, okay, how about bishop takes, rook takes, because knight is pinned, and queen h4. I guess that's not helping. Here, let's bring a knight in. And at least if he trades bishops, my queen is one step closer, and I'm threatening queen g7. And he'll have to make a rook move, and I can maybe bring my knight in somewhere. I would have queen to f6, except it's guarded by his knight here. So how can this knight join the attack? Here or here? Here to here to there. But it gets chopped off if it hits that square. So probably here. When the knight is pinned, that's a threat. So bishop takes, queen takes, and rook to g8. Knight here. I guess he can give up the exchange at that point. So, knight here, rook takes, rook takes. He can't take back with the knight because it's still pinned. His king is in the corner, but he can play rook over. I could play rook to the I guess that might work. I could play rook to the h-file, threatening the knight, and then he plays his rook up, and then I have queen to f6. Maybe. Hard to calculate. This attack may run out of steam soon. Okay, oh, he just defends. Maybe not a bad decision. Just defends. So there's 2 pieces on there. Knight takes, rook takes. There's no mate. Queen here. Oh, if I pause to defend I want to get my rook to that square, but I can't move there in one move. Let's see, I can't get my queen to this square. Knight takes, rook takes. Queen here, check. Is the best I can think of.
Check.
Maybe that's good enough. The king has no moves. Yeah, this is good enough. Okay. Well, that wasn't certainly wasn't calculated all the way out to the end, but I think it is finally winning here. An interesting attack to check out on the postmortem, see how black could have defended. I have a feeling the attack may not have been entirely sound.
Black resigns.
Okay, good game. I will upload this and do a postmortem as usual. See you guys later. Bye.